always fun whenever that YouTube comes in, doesn't email you a fucking thing about what's going on, and just tells you that, you know, your video's been copyrighted. You don't know what for, you don't know where to begin. They tell you absolutely dick diddly, and then they force you to redo your whole entire thing all over again. Yeah, I'm redoing my Wonder Woman video again because YouTube hates me or some crap like that. Go figure, but really, YouTube, you need to learn to get a hold of people when something like this happens, even if it's just something teeny, little problem, still let people know. Because seeing the word copyrighted after a video had been up for like 3 weeks and then being told, oh, it's copyrighted because of insert reason here, that you don't tell me that I found out is bull. It's bull to the oni. It is nothing short of bullioni. So, yeah, I checked out All-Star Superman. I'm going to be checking out All-Star Superman, but why not check out one of the movies that I have never seen before, and that is the 2009 animated adaptation of Wonder Woman. Greetings, kids and nerds, I'm Lazy Universe and White and Nerdy, and yes, I am checking out the 2009 animated adaptation of Wonder Woman, so if nobody has seen the 2009 adaptation yet, spoilers. Just be forewarned again that there are spoilers in this review, so if you haven't seen Wonder Woman 2009 yet, and yet you'd want to go and watch this first and then watch this review, otherwise spoilers. Wonder Woman 2009 comes to us on the Best of DC Animated Movies, and I've never officially seen this Wonder Woman movie before. I remember hearing a lot of it. It got so much critical praise and everything. And in fact, this was supposed to be a TV series, an animated TV series, before it was turned into a movie. But was that the smartest choice? I think that this could have worked great as a, successful animation TV show, very much like My Adventure with Superman. But even though I'm saying that, there are so many jokes and adult jokes and references that they do in this that, yeah. Would not be good for a kid show. Would be awesome as like a Toonami type of Geo show, but no, it wouldn't be awesome as a children's show. But would this almost canceled Wonder Woman movie worth all the hype that it gets? I'm going to tell you this right now. While I did enjoy this movie, my favorite is still the 2018 Gal Gadot movie. Apologies to everyone. But am I saying that this film is bad? Well, let's find out if we fly to Themyscira and see the origin of Wonder Woman, but a revamped origin or a reimagining of Wonder Woman. So let's dive into Wonder Woman 2009 and see how it is. First, let's start with the plot. Gods, goddesses, monsters, warriors, Amazons, all fighting for the same purpose, all fighting for the same thing, to try to get what they need. When the gods were gonna screw over the earth, only one warrior chose herself above the others, one known only as a great queen. The mighty Ares, god of war, and the mighty Hippolyta go at it with one another. Ares wanted to screw over the goddess or the warrior queen for what she had done to him. But eventually, Hera is saved by the queen goddess Hera, chosen to become a destined warrior, for a place where the woman can live in harmony, and Ares is trapped. And eventually gifting her was the greatest gift of all, motherhood. But not only that, the greatest gift of all being that her daughter would become the world's greatest champion. For her daughter was destined to become Earth's mightiest warrior, the one that can save them, the ambassador of peace, the one and only true goddess Wonder Woman. As Wonder Woman will have to decide if human fates are really worthwhile and worth saving, or surrender to the gods before her and sacrifice everything that she loves. Wonder Woman's plot seems a little bit like the 2008 Thor movie, and I think that probably is done on purpose since Wonder Woman and the mighty Thor share so much in common. They are both sons or siblings, or you might as well say offsprings, of gods, and they are all within the same basically kinship as these mighty gods before them. But I do like the way how they played around with the origin of Queen Hippolyta, Wonder Woman's mother, way before she was brought into this. And I do like how they basically experiment in with how Wonder Woman is played out in this, as they do a really good job. I don't have that many complaints here, but they do some. I do have a couple of complaints, but we'll get back to that. Not many, but mild. So let's talk about the good aspects, and trust me, there are a lot of great things that this movie had done for just this character of Wonder Woman. And in fact, yeah, the bad is only like a sliver compared to the amazing amount of good that I can just praise this film for. So let's praise the good. I love that in this movie, Wonder Woman is as much kind of like a child more so than anything else. She sees the world in a different way that nobody else would dare. She dared to defy her mother. She dared to defy the gods and goddesses, but not because that she's willing to see something, but because she knows that she's destined for so much more. Which makes sense when she pushed to her limit and pushed to basically betray her mother and fight in the arena, even though her mother told her not to and basically forbid her to. And I love when Diana basically discovers the human world in her own eyes. She gets to debate how it is in her own words and in her own eyes. And of course, that it goes to Steve as well. Wonder Woman fights and does these things not because that she has to, not because that she feels it's her God-given right, but because that she knows that there's a world to protect and she wants to be a part of it. Also, I have to give this movie credit for Alfred Molina as Ares. Dear God, that was a great choice and wonderful decision on their part, and it was awesome. And when you finally understand the reason why Ares is doing everything that he's doing, it makes you kind of comprehend for the guy, but also you really want to see the dirtbag get his face pummeled in. Especially, you know that he's a bad dude when he tries to deal with his uncle, Hades, and Hades dicks him over for making the deal with him.
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
And that final climactic battle, woo-hoo-hoo, was it something worth waiting for, and was it pretty damn exciting to see Ares finally get their comeuppance? Now it's time to get into the bad aspect. And speaking of the ending scene, the ending fight was really damn good between Ares and Wonder Woman. The ending kind of flopped on his face just a little bit, especially with the other characters coming in to help Wonder Woman in her aid. It really felt like that they really kind of like had to rush the ending here, and maybe that's kind of the reason why, I kind of feel like the ending is like, in my opinion, but it's like you have a strong beginning, a very powerful middle section, and a very good climax, and then the ending is like, kind of. But there is a little bit more to this bad aspect, and while the ending is a little bit of that bad aspect, at least to me, there is also another character that I feel like kind of is on the bad spectrum as well here, and I know that he's a very respected candidate of the Wonder Woman universe, but I'm sorry, I am not a fan, for the most part, not a big fan of how they handle Steve Trevor for a good half of this movie. Yes, they revamped most of this film in order to fit in with the new age and everything. That I'm not complaining about. I'm just complaining how they handled Steve Trevor's character. At first, when we meet Steve, he's kind of a cocky, arrogant, kind of like, well, pilot that thinks that he can do everything and basically doesn't care about the risk that it ends up happening to him. This Steve Trevor also thinks that he's a ladies' man. He thinks that the ladies will bend over backwards, do whatever that he wants, and basically, he's willing to basically play a game for them. They turned Steve Trevor into this soldier that had demands and high standards into this sexist, chauvinistic, horny pig. I think they did that on purpose.
God, your daughter's got a nice rack.
And also when he takes Diana, or Wonder Woman, out, his only intention was to get her drunk enough so he could get into under her dress. which of course did not work out well for him. His character does get better, believe it or not, but unfortunately the ride to get there just felt a little, well, kind of boring and stupid. But Steve redeemed himself when he decided to save Themyscira by himself, so no harm would come to those who live there because out of respect for the woman he loves. Wonder Woman is a tremendous film, it really is. Although, I do have to say that for the most part, what really hindered it from being a DC great, in my opinion, was not only the assassination of the character of Steve Trevor, but as well, and I'm not a big Wonder Woman reader, so feel free to point me out if I'm wrong, but I also kind of feel like they kind of did wrong with that ending and how it kind of turned out with like it wanted to be good and it almost was, and then it fell flat on its face eventually later on. The film is very decent, it really does hold up well, and despite my criticism, this is one of the best Wonder Woman movies that I've seen. And certainly, if I've seen this back in 2009, this probably would have been one of my favorite movies of that year by far none, even before the Gal Gadot film. But since it took me so long to get into this movie, yeah, I'm sorry, the Gal Gadot version is still the one for me. But my Funko Pop rating of Wonder Woman is going to be an Aquaman because it did rise above my standards and it really did open my eyes to this really incredible and just amazing film. The animation is beautiful, the music is wonderful, and the voice acting is superb in this. Really, some all-star cast members are in this movie. So, my Funko Pop rating of Wonder Woman 2009 is going to get an Aquaman because it did right above my standards. Guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon to be notified every single time I make an upload. And let me know what you guys thought about Wonder Woman 2009 in the comments down below. Are you a fan of it? Aren't you? Are you not a fan of it? Have you seen it? Haven't you seen it? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you haven't seen it, hopefully I can intrigue you to basically check it out. More DC animated properties are on the way. With next time, probably what is considered the worst animated adaptation. And I can definitely see why, but more on that next time. And hopefully that YouTube will let this review happen so I don't have to do it again. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Also, you can join me at Twitter with a link in the description down below, just in case you want to follow me and see whatever I'm doing or doing behind the scenes over there. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Blazing the Voice. I've worked Unity. Keep it on, and until next time.